Welcome to the Anxiety Doesn't Own Me podcast. My name is Emmanuel Isaacson. I am an anxiety coach who helps people to heal their anxiety naturally. I wanted to wish everybody a happy 4th of July, a happy Independence Day to everybody that's celebrating. I'm very grateful to live in this amazing country and all the opportunity that it has to offer. My parents came here as immigrants many years ago, and thankfully they were able to establish themselves over here, and we're very thankful for this amazing country. So I just want to say happy Independence Day and happy 4th of July. On today's episode, what I want to talk about is a lot of us, most of us, actually all of us, when we are experiencing an anxiety disorder, the first moment when we feel anxiety, the first experience that we have, we feel like a different person completely. We all of a sudden become this new person that we never was before. We're like, what in the world is happening with me? I feel so different. And why? Because everything else before we ever experienced anxiety, we never really, it wasn't as intense, or it didn't make us feel different. But with anxiety, it makes us feel as we're a completely different person, and we don't understand why. I remember whenever I first experienced anxiety on that Friday night, I remember sitting there, and all of a sudden I felt like this weirdness about, like, all of a sudden, like, what is going on with me? Why do I feel like a different person? And before, I used to smoke a lot of weed. So when I used to get high, I thought then on that Friday night when I first experienced anxiety that's what's happening with me. I thought I got high again because, like, a few weeks ago before that, I smoked weed that was laced. So I thought that was a after effect. So I kind of like got scared. I was like, whoa, is this what the after effect is? And I didn't quite understand that it was anxiety back then. But I felt like a different person completely. And of course, later on, when I realized what anxiety does and how it does it. So how does it do that? How does it make us feel like a different person completely? Everything else that we went through beforehand, we were fine. We felt the same. Yeah, we might have gone through hardships and everything. There was ups and downs, but we still felt as if we were the same person before. But with this, we feel like a completely different person, and we don't understand why or even how to get back to that person. It is even impossible. And yes, it is possible. Like I told you in the episode before this, it is possible to go back to being the person that you once was. Now, of course, that's going to require work. But over here, this episode, what I want to give you guys some clarity on is, why does this happen? Why do we feel disconnected? Well, a lot of things with anxiety, what's happening with us is that with anxiety, our body is responding. Well, our sympathetic nervous system right now is in haywire. It's overloaded. So it's not working properly where it used to manage our stress, our worry, our pressure, and our fight and fight. And this is why we're feeling very vulnerable. We're feeling very sensitive to everything. We're feeling very sensitive to everything. I remember I used to be sensitive about everything. It used to easily get me offended because of my sympathetic nervous system. I wasn't able to handle it anymore. I wasn't able to handle my emotions, and that really affected me on everything. So I felt like I wasn't able to control my emotions. And also, when I had stress in general, I wasn't able to handle it because it was too much. It was overwhelming. And that's a lot of us feel overwhelmed because our sympathetic nervous system is not operating correctly. But right now, why we feel a different person? Because our sympathetic nervous system is not working properly. It cannot control our fight and fight mode. We're feeling all these symptoms, which is rerouting blood from our head to different organs in order to protect ourselves. So we're feeling DPDR, and we feel disconnected from reality. That's one of the main reasons where we feel disconnected. Now, what another reason is because we're mostly in our mind right now. We're thinking constantly. We're aware about everything. We're aware about our own thoughts. We are aware that we are aware. That's how deep it actually goes. It's like we are looking within. It's like in a video game. I don't know if anyone had played video games over here before, but in a video games, you have different camera modes that you can go in. Like, let's say a racing, right? Whenever you're racing. So you have different camera modes. You can go in the car. You can go outside of the car where you can see how the car is moving and everything. So you have a better view. That's what it feels like right now. Beforehand, we were in the car. That's what it feels like. And we were able to see everything from the car, from inside the car. But now we're like taking a step backwards and we're seeing the car itself. That's what it feels like. So we feel like we never used to think that way. So we're so aware of what's going on. We're hyper focused on everything around us. So yeah, we're feeling disconnected from ourselves right now, but also on top of that, we are in our minds. So it feels like we're stuck over there. And this is why we forget things, because we're not really living outside that's whatever's around us. We're living in our mind. So we are so hyper focused of what's going on in here, we just forget what's around us. And it makes us feel different. We feel like we're going in and out of reality. We feel we're getting in and out of ourselves. And we feel like a stranger. We feel like so strange. Why am I feeling this way? Oh, I remember feeling this way. I remember this. Oh, I was like, why am I experiencing this? Why can I just not go back to that person that I once was? That's all I want. Like, please let me go back. That's all I really want. I don't care about anything else. But I didn't quite understand how to get there. But I want to give you guys clarity of why you are feeling like a different person. And I know you may feel like you're insane or that you've gone insane, but you didn't. You did not go insane. It's because, again, you're living in your own mind and that you are may have experienced DPDR, where you feel like you're going in and out of reality and that you feel like a stranger in your own body. You feel disconnected. But again, that's perfectly normal whenever you're experiencing anxiety. I know it's very uncomfortable and you don't want to experience that, and I agree with you. It's very uncomfortable, but just know that you didn't go insane. Just know that there's something wrong with you or anything like that. It's just a normal symptom to experience. Now, again, it is definitely possible to go back to being that person. It definitely is. Now, for me, for example, like a person like me, yeah, I've been anxiety-free for 9 years. I know exactly what anxiety is, but I don't experience anxiety. So you will always know what anxiety is, but it doesn't mean that you'll experience anxiety symptoms. So over there, yeah, you will know whenever somebody comes up to you, talks to you about it, so you'll know right away, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I understand. You're able to connect with them. And at the same time, you don't experience that whatsoever. You feel like your old self. Like for me, I feel like I've enhanced myself because of anxiety. If it wasn't because of anxiety, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I would never work on myself like I do today. I would never be that mindset that I have had today. So it literally changed who I was. Literally. And I was able to build myself in the right way, in a much healthier way than I was before. So in a way, we got to look at it more in a positive way, what we're experiencing. I know it's very uncomfortable because you feel like a stranger. And you feel like, wait, I want to go back to the person that I once was. But the good thing is that you're able to expand. You're able to enhance yourself in a much better way, in a much healthier way, which you would never have done if anxiety didn't come into your life. Me personally speaking, I would never have changed if anxiety never came to my life. Thankfully it did. And a lot of people get stuck in that situation of anxiety and they don't come out of it. The whole point of it is to change, is to grow from it. And I know that's hard. It's not an easy thing to do. I'm not saying that it is. Nothing that I ever say over here is easy, but it's worth it. It definitely is. It's definitely worth to put in the effort, to put in the action in order to receive, in order to enhance and overcome and heal your anxiety. So to conclude, the reason why you feel like a stranger, why you feel disconnected, why you feel like a different person is because you are experiencing DPDR, which is depersonalization and derealization, where your sympathetic nervous system activates the fight and fight mode, where the fight and fight mode activates your response to danger, where it reroutes blood from certain organs, like for example in your head, it reroutes blood from your head to your muscles in order to protect you from the danger that you're in, that you need to fight or fight. But the problem is that we're having right now is that our sympathetic nervous system is overloaded. It's haywire, so it's not working properly. So this is why you might feel depersonalization and derealization for a long period of time, like I have for over 6 months. And another reason why is that we are living in our mind. We are living in our head and not really in reality what's going on around us. So we're living in our mind and we feel like beforehand we were living more in reality instead of our mind. But right now we're living more in our head than reality. And that's why we feel disconnected and also strange and also feel like we are a different person than we have before because we became super aware. If you are ready to heal and overcome your anxiety, I created a program called the Hack Program where you literally hack back your mind and your body back from your anxiety, because right now your anxiety has hacked your mind and body, and what we need to do is hack it back. And in this program, I literally teach you and help you in how to heal and overcome your anxiety, but provide you with tools and techniques that actually do work. I am to help you understand how anxiety works, how it tricks you, and what the root causes are, and how to deal with the root cause so that you can develop yourself and be the person that you once was. I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care.